Organic content will make you money, but paid ads are what actually scale your business. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why. I've helped a lot of service-based businesses through focus is that organic has a cap. And I'm walking you through the real numbers, customer acquisition cost, return on ad spend, what you should spend to get a client, and why most people get stuck when they rely on organic. If you've been posting content pretty consistently, but still can't predict your income, this is what you're missing. When you rely only on organic, you're basically gambling. One algorithm shift and your reach literally drops to zero. Your leads disappear, and I've literally seen people with hundreds of thousands of followers still living month to month because they don't have a way to consistently bring in sales. They have no funnel, no backend, no system, and all that being said, there are smaller businesses with smaller following, with proper ad systems that are doing 5 to 10x more revenue. And they don't care about what the algorithm says because they have the math in their favor. They know their numbers and they just keep scaling. So I'll walk you through exactly how to do this, how to calculate your customer lifetime value, how to figure out what you can actually afford to spend on acquisition, how to test ads the right way and not just 3 days and then give up. And once you have a winner, how to scale without burning your results and how to scale properly. These are the same systems we run inside Focus and they work every single month. And if you stay till the end, I'll show you how to combine this with your organic content so you can build a machine that runs whether your reels go viral or not. No big team, no million followers, just smart, predictable growth. Organic followers will make you money, but paid ads are what's going to make you rich. I've heard all the stories. Someone has a big following, they're selling a course or some product, and yeah, they're making money, but let's be honest, if you've got over 400,000 followers, 95% of them are either new business owners or kind of like regular people. But if you've got something to sell to the crowd, of course you'll do okay. But eventually you're going to hit a ceiling. So let's say you're at 450,000 followers, and then what? Like getting to a million is a completely different ballgame, and it's very unpredictable. You don't know what type of content is going to hit, how long it's going to take, or if the platform is even going to push your stuff the same way. There's no like a roadmap for that. You can't predict this stuff. And how many creators have you seen stuck at 400 to 500K followers for years? It's not because they're going lazy, it's just because that's what the reality is. Like creators cycle year over year. Organic growth follows a curve always. It moves fast, then slows down, and then completely plateaus. And on top of that, your reach is always in someone else's hands. Like Instagram decides all of this. They decide to like cut your reach in half, you're literally done. TikTok bans a topic, you're done. You have zero control. And then this is where creators have to resort to doing some crazy stuff just to get those numbers up, like these other influencers. All that being said, there is one thing you can control, which is paid ads. Ads are a math. The better you understand the math, the more control you have over how fast you grow. And that's when things get fun. When you know your cost to acquire a customer, your close rate, your show up rate, suddenly you're not guessing anymore. Let's say you spend $5,000 on ads and that brings in $20,000 in revenue. Why would you not want to spend $10,000 the next month? Just think about that. Paid ads will let you control growth on your turn. This is the difference. Organic is more of a hope strategy and paid is a math. You hope a reel goes viral. You hope someone clicks the link in the bio, but with paid, you know how many people are seeing your offer. You choose who sees it. And more importantly, you're not just buying traffic, you're buying time. It might take you 3 years to hit 100,000 followers. With ads, you can get your message in front of 100,000 people this week. That's why businesses scale with ads. They're not waiting on the algorithm. They're building a machine. So let's break this down. Let's say you've got a $2,000 service. Cost per lead is $50. Show up rate is 50%. Close rate is 20%. That means if you spend $5,000, you get 100 leads, 50 show up, you close 10. That's $20,000 in revenue. You just did a 4x return. So if you want to make $40,000, what do? You spend $10,000. You want $100,000, you spend $25,000. Obviously, you need the right funnel and the backend for this to work. But once it's in place, scaling becomes that simple. It literally doesn't become a guessing game anymore. It's a system you can control. Now, I'm not saying to ignore organic. If you thought that's the case, you are 500% mistaken because you still need it. It is required because if you're running ads without content, it's just not going to work. Content is just one of those things that will build trust. It will still build your brand. It makes your ads convert even better, but doing it just organic and relying for a longer time horizon, that's a little riskier. And not doing both is just complete stupid. So here's how this works. Someone sees your ad, they go check out your page, and if your content looks solid, if it shows who you are, what you do, and proves you're legit, they're way more likely to book or buy. But if your page is dry or there's no real content, they bounce. So you want both. Organic to build a brand and paid to scale. The brands that are winning, they always combine both. They make content that builds trust and then amplify it with ads. They don't wait around for things to go viral. They create their own momentum. And I already know what some people are going to say. Like, ads are expensive. But if I told you you could spend $1 and get $4 back, would you still say that's expensive? So ads aren't really a cost. They're quite literally a growth lever. The question isn't like, can you afford to run ads? If you're at a stage of the business, you need to ask yourself, how much are you losing by not running them? So now someone might say, maybe like, I tried ads and they didn't work. So the thing with that is, like, most people just test ads the wrong way. They run something for 3 days, see nothing, and then quit. That's not testing. You're literally guessing. You're literally gambling with your money to like hope something comes in return. If hope is your strategy, it's never going to work. You need to give ads enough time to run through your full sales cycles. And now if you're saying, I don't know my numbers, that's fine. Start tracking cost per lead, show up rate, close rate. Even if your numbers are rough at first, they'll get better over time, but you need to start. And now, of course, there's a small percentage of people who will say, like, my organic reach is good enough. Maybe for now, but what happens when you want to double or triple or even 10x your revenue? Organic is simply not going to get you there alone. And if the platform shifts, your reach tanks, you're pretty much stuck. So all that being said, here's kind of like the breakdown. Organic will make you money, but paid ads are going to make you rich. Paid turns marketing into a math equation. And when you know your equation, scaling becomes simple. The best brands aren't choosing between organic or paid. They're doing both. Organic builds a brand, paid buys the attention. If you've already hit a plateau, or if you're tired of waiting on the algorithm to bless you, start thinking about ads differently. They're not just another expense, they're your most predictable growth lever. All in all, if this made sense, I upload a video on a weekly basis, and the goal of this channel is two of these things, either to help you make more cash or either to help you save more cash. Please subscribe, and if you want help implementing this, there's a link below to book a call. And again, hope is not a strategy, math is. And paid ads give you the math to grow on demand. Also, if you want to connect to me on my personal Instagram, I have a link down there as well. And like I said, if you do need help with paid ads and just building out a whole system, organic and paid ads, that is exactly what my company does. And then, yeah, just book a call with me and then we'll take it from there.